The Monstrous Playbook is an adventure podcast for grown-ups. It contains violence and profanity and deals with adult themes that may be uncomfortable for some listeners. Specific content warnings can be found in the episode's show notes. Listener discretion is advised.
This is not only your world. You are not only yourself. These are the players, but this is no game.
I'm Miah, and I play Sutton Malone.
I'm Drew, and I play Robert V. Slaughter.
I'm Lauren, and I play Jack Harrow.
I'm Jonny, and I play literally everybody else. This is Channels. So as I recall, we began with Jack, who was at the bar being checked up on by Detective Abbasi, and a vagrant came in complaining of having been attacked. My notes are light on Sutton because she was up in her room alone checking in on the group chat.
I was dusting.
Excuse me.
Doing what the kids are doing nowadays.
Invisible work.
And then there was a goblin at the window, but we saw it, the audience, but Sutton had not.
That's correct. There was a goblin with a blue scarf outside that Sutton did not see. Robert was being bothered by the kid Nathaniel.
Bothered?
Bothered? Company
Entertained. How dare you?
I take issue with that word.
He's my friend. And you had discovered that something had seemed to mess around with and bust its way out of the windows of your maintenance room. There was something in the storage closet, some kind of gateway perhaps, that messed with your plunger. And unless I'm missing anything, the most important thing that happened was that the three of you met up and the three of you looked into that portal and all walked through.
Oh, Miah,
Begrudgingly I walked through.
Yeah, I mean, I stuck my hand in, and then I did my whole body, and then proceeded to pull everybody else with me.
You all enter this thing. Your vision is sort of taken over, and it's just as though you're being taken for a ride. At first, you are just flying through the air, looking out over this vast green countryside. And there are small rows of primitive-looking houses that give way to stone-masoned outskirts of a palace town that become a paved city that give way to this enormous, severe stone castle. And then words show up in front of your face. And the words are Kings of Bolera, like it's a logo. And then you fly even further and you fly in through one of the windows of this castle. And then you are going down a series of hallways and you can see people sort of going about their business. The castle, it's well appointed, but it is not luxurious. The vibe you get of this castle is that whoever it is that made it and decorated it is and wants you to know that they are a warrior. Just about every wall of just about every hallway has some kind of weaponry hanging from it. The most common is an axe. Lots of things in this place are decorated with axes. You go through a chambered doorway that has a pair of axes hanging above the threshold. You go down a hallway, it is a series of differently designed axes up and down. Whoever lives here fucking loves axes.
Okay.
My kind of guy. Or gal.
And then you find yourself in I suppose you'd call it an office, but it is not appointed as an office. But there is a small desk, and standing near it is an enormous man. He is wearing the kind of armor that it looks like a king would wear, basically. It is hefty plate steel, but also draped with fine-looking cloth. He has wild black hair streaked with gray and a big bushy beard. And he looks at you, all of you somehow, at the same time, and he says, "Ah, you're here. Quite a day, don't you think? An anniversary, a festival celebrating all that I've done. To think, what used to be just the Blade Country, dozens of warring tribes fighting over scraps. Now, It is my nation, Adzaland. And then he walks over to the window to look out and view all of his realm and says, and who put it that way? Who made it a nation? Gory, the Axe King, that's bloody huh. And he stops talking and he turns to face you and he looks surprised, and there is a arrow sticking out of his throat.
Oh.
And he falls to his knees and he falls on his face. And then there is the sound behind you of the door swinging open. And then there are 2 guards standing at the door, and one of them points at you, and it kind of takes you by surprise how he says it, because he goes, there he is, sees him. And then your vision goes dark. The next thing you see is kind of you. Perhaps the younger of you might recognize this as it looks like character creation. And I'm going to try this. And the way I want to do this, and we will see how it works. You are given 3 questions. The first question, what is the world? A prize to be won, an ally to respect, or a mother to honor? The second question, what is the law? Maintain order, honor the gods, or every man for himself? And the last question, what are you? Strong, wise, agile. And you can each answer these questions for yourselves. Jack, what is the world?
An ally to respect.
What is the law?
Every man for himself.
What are you?
Agile.
Sutton, what is the world?
A prize to be won.
What is the law?
Honor the gods.
What are you?
Strong.
And Robert, what is the world?
An ally to respect.
What is the law?
Oh, you gotta maintain that order.
What are you?
My old age, I'd say wise.
This worked so well. So the 3 of you, I would say open your eyes, but I think your vision just kind of clears. It doesn't feel like your eyes were closed. It just feels like you couldn't see anything, and now you can. And the 3 of you are standing in a dank prison cell.
Neat.
The floor seems to be sort of pounded dirt. The walls are craggy looking stone bricks. The bars themselves look ancient and untended. There's very little in this room, perhaps a wooden panel chained to the wall that you could potentially use as a sort of slightly elevated bed, but otherwise nothing. And you can see each other. Jack appears to be an elf.
My favorite. What the fuck?
I will say you were dressed in dark, light leather armor.
Okay.
Sutton, you just look like yourself, but you are dressed as a paladin. Plate armor, if cheap. None of you is armed currently. And Robert, well, you are wearing robes that are emblazoned with the axe sigil, and you also have pointy elven ears.
Whoa, what are these?
What the fuck? And just points at Robert and points at his ears.
Spider-Man.
You're an elf.
What the fuck? And then I touch my own ears. Okay, this is the weirdest. Is this like some sort of game? Like some weird what do they call it? With the goggles that you put on, and it's like you're in a game.
Welding goggles?
No, Robert.
AR.
VR. You close.
IRS?
No. Is it like a virtual reality? Is that what this is? Why are we here? I'm so confused.
I don't feel anything on my face.
A voice from behind you, Jack, will say, "It's no game, Harrow."
I think almost instinctively she goes to grab as if she has like a weapon, but doesn't, and then turns towards this voice. Who does she see?
She sees a floating book.
Fuck! No. Is it the book I think it is?
It's the book you think it is. It's a book you recognize that you can't seem to get rid of.
Do we see it too?
You do see it, and it's floating in front of your face.
Huh.
Leather, elegantly carved, otherwise kind of simple, hovering gently up and down, leaning slightly forward, imperiously.
Oh, what's this? Well, Robert walks towards it, looking at it.
Excuse me. It dodges away from you.
Do we look our ages that we did previously? Or like, am I all of a sudden like fit and young?
Robert's fucking swole.
And am I old?
So the one thing that I know for certain, Sutton looks exactly the same.
Okay.
You would maybe clock it a little bit because, yes, I think Robert looks like Oblivion old, like from Oblivion, like old slime. You look smoother than you do out in normal. Your hair is like shimmering silver. You do look fit, I will say, Robert. You look definitely more. You are filling out these robes more than you believe that you should.
Oh my. Robert proceeds to quick do like 10 push-ups. Feels great.
It does feel great.
Hasn't been able to do those in a long time.
Can I look for my cell phone? Does anyone have any bars aside from those?
But Tish, you do not have your cell phone.
Is there any sigils on my clothes?
Sigils, what do you mean? Oh, like iconography?
Yeah.
I have those axes on mine, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is perfect. And it's hysterical. You're carved into your armor and on the what robes there are draping is all the rising sun, like the top half and the sunburst of the sun.
Does Jack have anything?
The only icons that there are is like imprinted on both of her shoulders is a handprint.
Dark Brotherhood.
I was just thinking the same thing. In Skyrim.
In black.
Because I began with D&D. Is my armor heavy or is it medium or what? Does it matter?
The way you feel, it's like you're wearing a light summer jacket. You can't feel the weight or the heft of it at all.
What else is in the cell besides us and a floating talking book?
Yep. That I think Robert was going towards.
Robert was trying to catch.
Just looking.
So why don't I real quick for fun have Robert roll Act Under Pressure to try to look closer at this book.
I rolled a 8.
Exquisite. And then Sutton, why don't you roll Investigate a Mystery?
I rolled a 4 and I leveled up.
Congratulations. Robert, I think what that means is that you are grabbing at this book and you maybe catch it, but it's gonna drag you around and you're gonna kind of skid around in this.
I never said I was gonna grab it.
Well, okay, the mixed success will basically mean like tough decision. So if you want to grab it and look closer at this, it will drag you around this prison cell, or you can just not and it will get away from you.
I just wanted to look at it. I was curious about it.
So it scurries away from him.
Yeah, it scurries away. The cover of it is facing you as though that's its face.
What are you doing here? I've been trying to get rid of you. Could you stop fucking following me? I'm talking to a fucking book.
Do you know this book?
It's complicated.
I mean, a talking book is pretty complicated.
It's never talked before.
You're making me sound like a dubious paramour.
How do you know this book?
I don't. This is the first time I've ever heard it speak.
But you're familiar with it, so it seems.
I've been trying to get rid of it, and it just keeps showing up.
I belong to you. I belong to her.
Why?
I don't remember claiming ownership of you.
Well, maybe since it's talking, instead of maybe we just calling it Floating Book. Floating Book, do you have a name?
Son, why don't you roll manipulate someone? Why don't you roll plus charm?
7.
The book will turn, the only way I want to describe it is accusingly at Jack and say, do I have a name?
I don't fucking know. It's the first time I've talked to you. Do you have one or not?
First time you've bothered.
Am I supposed to give you a name?
It will turn to Sutton and say, you may call me Gree.
Gree?
Gree? How do you spell that, Gree?
Gris.
Like gray in French.
Is it gray in French?
It is. I'm very naked about my influences. My secret weapon is that nobody knows what they are.
I would like to do an oops, stumble across something important in the cell.
I would like to do an oops.
I'd like to do an oops. If you want to stumble across something important, tell the keeper. You will find something important and useful, although not necessarily related to your immediate problems.
So you'll be sort of walking around, weirding out about everything, that there's a talking book. and you will step on what you thought would just be a blank spot of ground, and there will be something there. It feels like you stepped on a stick, but if you had stepped on a stick, it would have broken. You lean down, and it is like kind of a hefty wand.
Whoa. I could have this. Looks like a part of a nunchuck.
I don't know if that's what it is, Robert.
Looks more like a drumstick.
I played a little bit of drums in college.
Oh yeah? Were you any good?
Were you in a skiffle band?
No, not very good. That's why I said in college.
Jack is like pinching the bridge between her nose, and she's like, okay. Gree, do you know what's going on?
Well, you're the one who brought me here.
Well, this wasn't intended, I don't think. This is going to sound odd. Is Jacqueline wearing any sort of brassiere that might have, let's say, an underwire?
She's wearing a wire.
I was wondering where you were going with this. So, yes and no.
Okay. Because I am wearing old-timey clothes, so I don't know what they would even have.
I am fighting the urge to look up when the underwire was introduced, but I have to believe it would not have been included.
But it's like a video game, so who knows?
So I will say yes. The bad news is no. Sorry, because I'm also imagining, like, you check.
Yeah.
Really, Harrow, have some modesty.
Well, I'm not seeing anything else on me that will be very useful here. Can I look around and see if there's anything, any sort of implements that might be able to pick a lock, say?
So what I will say is that you are looking around to do just that, and the thing that catches your eye immediately is about 6.5 feet up off the ground. One of the large, rough bricks starts to shake and slide out towards you.
Do we know? Well, okay. Is there any windows?
This can be the consequences for your failed roll. No.
Okay. I'm wondering if this wall that this brick is coming out of is an exterior or an interior wall.
One of the side walls. So as you're facing the bars, it's to one side. To the left as you're facing the bars, in fact.
I'll go up to the brick, I guess, and see if I can, like, pry it, maybe, from the wall.
Roll it under pressure.
All right. Oh, that's not good. 5.
Excellent. So you go to sort of help pry this large brick out, and it comes out faster than you expected. You lose your balance, and you fall on your back, and it lands on your chest, shoving the wind from you.
Yeah.
And you can see poking a head out from the hole that it's made is a similarly equipped young woman. Bright red hair, and she pokes her head out and looks down at you and goes, "Oh, thanks for the assist." Then the rest of you see her, like, pour out of this hole and, like, do a front roll and come up to her feet and look at all of you.
I'm sorry, how big is this brick?
Like, big. These are, like, large.
Oh, okay.
I was like, did a fairy just pop out?
Yeah.
A wee Scottish fairy.
Hefty cinder block sized.
Like a proper castle, like, stone.
Stones.
Yes.
Stone.
Well and proper.
And a woman pops out with the Irish accent.
Is this person an elf?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, did you say she, like, appear elvish, human?
Yeah, she appears human.
Hello?
Don't you just look bloody severe and wise? She looks at Robert. And well protected.
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, I'm Foxglove.
Foxglove, okay.
What was that?
Foxglove. I'd write it down for you, but I don't know how.
Right.
Well, spot of bad luck to find yourself in a cell. Spot of good luck to find it in this one.
Are you breaking in or breaking out?
Column A, column B. On my way out at the moment. And then she, like, heads over to the opposite wall, bends down on her knees and starts fussing with the wall. He's like, "You could hitch a ride if you'd like, but I don't do any assists. If you come through this door, you'll come through on your own."
So hospitable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure, Foxglove, let's go.
Jonny.
I'm Jonny.
I think I've figured out what I want to level up.
Okay.
If that's okay, doing that mid-episode.
of course.
I do want clarification. So I'm the Monstrous playbook, and I'm taking another Monstrous move. And I was thinking of taking preternatural speed, and it says that I can go much faster than normal people. When I chase, flee, or run, take +1 ongoing. How strict are you with the chase, flee, or run? Because I'm thinking, if I dart forward, do I get a +1 to that? If it's tough or act under pressure?
I think it'll probably be pretty circumstantial. If your speed could reasonably become an advantage, I would give you a bonus. But I think it is intended to be I want to get the fuck out of here. I make you roll to get out of there. You take a +1 to that roll.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
I want to stop that guy from getting away. You roll to stop them from getting away. You take a +1.
It's kind of like the driving feat for Casey, except for chasing, I guess.
Pretty much. It's a circumstantial bonus in the circumstances when you're running after somebody or running away from somebody.
Okay.
We'll cross the bridge when we come to it, but I think it's possible that could be a bonus for some things, but I'm going to be characteristically myself about it.
Okay, so last thing, I think we said fine to Foxglove.
Fine.
And then I think Jack will just say, what are you in here for?
Roll manipulate someone.
Prison banter. Manipulate someone. That's 8 on the dice plus 1, 9.
I think she'll turn to look at you and go, stealing, and wink,
Got it.
and then return to her fussing.
So she's just trying to loosen a brick.
Yeah, she seems to kind of just be trying to loosen a brick or fussing with something. I think you can. If you want to see what she's doing, I would make you roll read a bad situation.
Well, I was considering helping her to speed it along because if somebody's, I assume there's guards. It's a prison, so I would probably be helping her. Honestly.
Is there anyone else or any guards or anything on this floor? If I go up to the bars and look.
Roll read a bad situation.
8.
I think with that roll, you can see far off down to the left, maybe half a dozen cell lengths away, there is a pair of guards. They are staring perfectly straight ahead, facing essentially away from the direction which would be your cell, if that makes sense.
And they didn't react to the giant stone falling down?
They have not.
Must have been the wind.
Must have been the wind. Huh? An explosion?
Guess I'm hearing things, he said, with an arrow sticking out of his forehead.
Was Jack going to help with the brick?
I was gonna try to help Foxglove with prying this brick out, I guess.
Okay, roll act under pressure.
All right.
Actually, roll help out for fun.
They're the same steps.
It's the same.
I rolled a 10.
Okay, I think what I'm going to decide that means is that you are able to take out one brick and the one above it, so there's a bit of a easier passageway through. But the other thing that you notice immediately is as this comes away, it's not like it's just a hole into the next cell. It's like a pit. It's a tunnel leading pretty steeply down. It would be like a slide.
Okay.
You said that there was a bed and it was being hung with chains?
Yeah, it's a plank chains attaching to the wall.
Break off the bed chains?
I'm guessing that there's no bedding on. It's just a plank of wood.
Yep. There's some loose straw.
Okay. Can I use magic to try and break the chains?
You could use your strength.
Could use my weird.
Is that kind of what what magic are you using to break chains?
I have natural attacks that are claws or magical force.
Okay, what form does your magical force take?
I feel like the magical force would just be energy that encapsulates my hands.
Okay, and you want to just take that and karate chop out the chains?
Yeah, or try and cut the chains or the wood with my claws.
I think that one makes more sense. Why don't you go ahead and roll that?
Okay, that's weird.
Kick some ass. Unless you have the move to kick some ass with weird, then you have to do kick some ass. Yeah.
So kick some ass?
Kick some ass. Roll plus tough.
If you break those chains off, I'll take them. I'm an unchecked champion.
Okay, before I do this, can I first maybe consult with Robert?
Okay.
Because I have a -1 to kick some ass.
Robert, Sutton has some questions for you.
Hey, Robert, what do you think do you get these chains out of this wall and this wood? Would this be helpful?
Seeing as we don't have many tools, probably. Anything helps.
What was that stick that you found?
You mean this? You want to see it?
Sure, I'll take it. Can I guess, use sharp on this wood?
You want to roll identify spell?
Yeah.
Roll investigate.
Okay, this isn't gonna go well. Level 1 character.
I'm trying to get out of doing a 1 bad stat roll just to roll another bad stat roll.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, that's a 5.
Hey, that's bad.
It's a stick.
It's brown.
Thanks. I've seen some Harry Potter. I'm gonna tap the end of the wand against the end of the metal chain attached to the bed.
Okay.
Do I get a roll use magic now?
I mean, yes, but with a -1.
Yeah, it doesn't help you.
Yeah, I know. Okay, that's fine. You said the -1.
Mm-hmm.
11.
Okay. Okay.
I'm here for chaos.
Where did you tap on the chains?
The chain that's like attached to the wood, like on the base of it.
Okay, so where the chain meets the
Wood
plank?
bed, yeah.
Okay. So you tap there, and the whole length of the chain becomes electrified. And all of the rest of you see arcs of lightning spraying off and connecting with the wall. And
Whoops.
the wood where it meets cracks. And the chain on that side goes slack and clacks against the wall. And the plank now hangs a little lopsided.
Okay.
Okay, if you guys are trying to break out, I generally advise against making loud fucking noises.
I didn't know what it did, so I figured I would try it. I mean, it looks like a wand, so I figured maybe it does magic wand stuff.
Yeah, I'm seeing that's maybe a habit of you just poking things and walking into places that you're not supposed to.
Well, nothing bad has happened to us yet.
What do you fucking call being oh my god. I am like looking down at this like tunnel and I'm like, maybe we should go this way.
Okay.
Bit noisy in here for me. But I'll tell you this, if you find yourselves free folk again, come and find me at the Hilton Haft. We could work together. And then she slides down into the darkness. And as she slides down, you hear distantly a gruff voice say, "Hey, what's going on over there?"
God, this is where you move. Go, 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 go. Now, move. Vamoose, come on. Skedaddle.
What?
I think she actually kind of grabs Robert forcefully and is like kind of puts him in front of the tunnel and is like, down, old man.
Oh, just give me a second. Robert still feels like he's an old man, but he's in like a younger body. It's weird.
Yeah, you're like catching yourself so that you don't wobble over, but then you're finding yourself that like, I don't have to use my arms to balance myself.
You're very flexible and all that. No cracks in the knees.
You reached down to pick up that wand and you grunted reflexively, just out of habit.
Oh, no.
Wait a second.
That was an optional grunt.
All right.
Most important question right now is what's Sutton doing?
Well, point of information, I do give Robert back the wand.
Okay.
Nice.
And then I'll follow after him.
Okay.
I'm the last one going down.
Great.
And I grab the book as I'm going down too.
I don't think you even need to. It's gonna fall.
Well, I like the idea that you do though, but where you grab it from is the air.
Yep, exactly.
It's not like it was lying on the floor. It was floating just outside, and you grabbed it and slid down.
I'm imagining you take it and you actually sit on it, and you're using it to slide down because you still hate it, but it's useful.
Oh, thank you for asking me.
Wait a second, my binding.
All right, we slide down.
You slide down, and then you land unceremoniously but unpainfully in what looks like a slick, damp corridor. Each side of this current hallway you're in has a thin stream of running water going past you. And you can see it goes off. Behind you seems to be, it's like a circular grate, but behind it is only darkness. You can't see anything that direction. The other way opens up into a much larger, what seems to be probably a huge sort of underground. Do you call them aqueducts when they're underground? It's like if you looking from where you are, I'm not going to make moves on your behalf. Looking from where you are, you can see and hear a much larger section of running water. Looks like it would be like there's a sort of walkway on this side and a walkway on that side, and it goes in either direction.
Can we tell which way Foxglove went?
You cannot. She is completely vanished.
Neat.
Just to clarify, we don't have any like tools or anything that we had beforehand, right? Nothing at all?
Not currently. Nope.
Not currently, okay.
So darkness one way. What was the other two directions?
I'll say, why don't I have you roll a read about situation?
Okay.
And see how much you can kind of tell.
12.
Okay, that's good.
Thanks, I'm sharp.
So to the left, it looks like this whole gigantic corridor seems to have collapsed about 30, 40 feet away. There's just a bunch of wrecked stones. Picking amongst them is a pair of little goblin guys. One of them has a bow slung over his back, and the other one has a very small, short sword tucked into a belt. As of now, they don't seem to have noticed you. The other direction leads off, and you can see a stairway leading up along the side of the stone walls that meets a hefty banded iron door.
So it sounds like the only realistic option is the stairs.
Yeah, there is a large iron door, but I also want that bow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. Especially, and if it's got arrows and a short sword, we can also potentially use that as tools for other things. So, yes.
How many goblins are there?
2.
We can fucking take them.
Sutton looks at Robert. Are we sure?
I mean,
Or maybe we can talk.
you're the fast ones.
I mean, you do have that wand, Robert. So you could electrocute them.
Hey! I call out to the goblins.
One of them like flinches as though you've thrown something at him, and then spins his head around to look at you, and then snaps to look at the other one, and they go, and he draws his bow, the other one pulls out his little knife, and they start scrambling towards you.
All right, I thought maybe we could talk. Do you guys talk?
Before, I know this is like a heated moment right now, but can I do an oops quick?
That's actually a perfect time for you to do an oops. You like are stepping in and you're like, what's that cracking? And you find like, you know what, it really works for it to be this. You find a little book.
A different book.
Not my book. Not my book.
Different book. This one is much paler leather. Looks almost dusty, but it has a big giant seal on the front. Big circle. Inside the circle is the shape of a heart. When you pick it up, you're like, just your hand making contact with it. All you would have to do to know everything in this book is open it.
Let's open the book.
Okay, you open the book. You now know how to do minor healing.
Sick. Awesome. Let me write that down.
I think all of you hear like a
Okay, level up.
yeah, small echoing, and you all look, and Robert is glowing slightly.
These goblins that are approaching, are they looking like they're gonna try to like fight me? I tried talking. I'm gonna like, I just wanted to see.
You sure tried.
Maybe if I get your bow, okay, you don't seem like you wanna do this. That's great. And it's like approaching like it's gonna attack. The one with the short sword?
The one with the short sword is scrambling towards you. The one with the bow is probably setting up.
Okay.
Goodness, Harrow, don't you recognize a monster when you see one?
Yeah, this is a fucking video game. So, I don't know, trying to get some weapons or something.
I've told you already, it is no game. Why else would I be here?
I don't fucking know. You won't leave me alone.
And you won't put me to use.
Okay, well, what can you fucking do? Hang on a second. I'm going to try to like punch the little goblin away that's approaching me.
Excellent. Roll kick some ass.
Hey, actually, that's good. I rolled a 10.
Nice.
Yeah, so these little guys are probably between 2.5 and 3 feet tall. Just little guys wearing loincloths, big classic bulbous goblin head, gigantic pointy ears. As it gets closer, you can see like its mouth is full of like this sparse jungle of rotting, craggy teeth.
Ugh.
And when you kick it, it feels bad, like punting a deflated football. Pick your advantage for rolling a success on kick some ass.
I would like to. I mean, I really want to just get its fucking weapon. I'll just say suffer less harm for right now.
Okay, so I think that means it will slash at you. It will get you for what will then just.
Is there a way I can try to like disarm it or anything?
If you want to disarm it, you would take the harm.
I won't disarm it right now. Then I'll negate the harm.
Okay, then it slashes at you. You kick it in its squishy little belly, and it does like get punted a few feet back. It's like, "Wah!"
Oh shit. I try to make myself look really intimidating. Yeah.
Well done.
Can I sprint to the one that's armed with a bow and arrow?
Okay, roll act under pressure and add +1. See, that does make sense.
10.
Okay, so the rest of you see Sutton move upsettingly fast, like very quick, almost as though she just sort of melted straight forward and is now standing next to the goblin armed with the bow. What do you want to do now? I was perhaps optimistic to assume you had a plan.
Well,
I just wanted to get next to him.
I had one, but I was like, do I want to try and be diplomatic?
Is this yet another I didn't think we'd make it this far?
I tried to talk to them.
Yeah, I was like, how? But I don't have mental dominion. I have dark negotiator, so like that wouldn't help.
Dark Negotiator is the one that you want with monsters.
Yeah, but like clearly they don't want to talk.
They are talking.
Yeah, we just can't understand them.
Okay. Can I slash at the hand that is pulling the bow back?
Yes. Roll kick some ass. It's a small target. This is a little guy. So you might not be able to call your shot like that.
7. And it does 2 harm because I'm using my claws,
Okay.
which my nails grow out long, like they do in Castlevania.
We are all being very transparent about our influences, but some of us have more obscure references than the others. So, 2 harm, you said?
Yep.
You slash across, and it's like, it does draw blood, and it does get wounds on it, but you feel like it didn't get a scratch on its body in the same place that you scratched its body, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like you scratched it along the arm, and now it has scratch marks. It has a single slash mark across its chest.
Huh. Does it at all drop its bow?
It doesn't. It does discharge its bow into your chest. So
Neat.
you take 1 harm.
Whenever I suffer harm, I suffer 1 less harm.
You suffer no harm. Real quick, I want to know what Robert's doing.
Robert's being wise and just kind of just chilling because you said there was 2 goblins.
Yep.
And both of them are doing great.
And Jack just punted one, and Sutton just slashed the other.
And you said there's just those 2 tunnels essentially, right?
Yeah, there's back the way you came, which leads to what appears to be a dead end. There's off to the one side, which is collapsed, and then there's off to the other way that leads to a stairwell.
I'm just gonna cheer him on. Go get him!
Excellent. Why don't you roll help out for whoever goes next?
Give us our inspiration. For you think Robert's a wizard? No, he's a bard.
I mean, do I just use the power of heart ability? I'm just helping out, like.
That's true.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That's exactly what it's for.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
instead of like physically helping, I'm verbally helping.
Mm-hmm.
And so that means I automatically roll a 10. So.
What do you think Robert is saying?
Oh, give me this. I want to institute this right now. Every time you want to use the power of heart, you got to say something inspirational, bud.
Trying to imagine him being like a very helpful grandpa. Make sure to follow through. with your kicks and your punches.
Oh, get him!
You gotta aim for the back of the head.
Focus on the ball. I mean, goblin.
Are you just like porting golf advice into combat advice?
More like a grandpa at his kid's soccer game.
Okay. Defense.
So I think Gree had said something about like, you haven't used me yet or something like that. So I think Jack, in response to that, would say, what do you mean? What am I supposed to do? How do I use you?
I augment your magic.
What?
Oh dear.
What magic?
You don't have any magic at all?
No!
Then why on earth did you take me?
I didn't! I was a job! You've gone silent.
I sure have.
I was really expecting you to, like, you just take the book and throw it at a goblin.
Yeah.
There, I've used you.
Yeah.
You happy?
Is this what you mean?
I am an item of unspeakable power, and I assure you that I am no job. I go where I am bidden.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to...
I just don't...
Yes?
I don't know a great deal about the particulars.
That makes two of us.
I'd sort of expected that the owner would be the one to make use of me.
Yeah, we're both disappointed. Okay, I guess I'm gonna try to grab Gree. Can I, like, open him? Does he open?
Ew.
He opens.
Oh my.
Is it something that I have to read? What do I do when I open the book? Or I try to.
So when you open the book, every page is like full to bursting. Like whoever wrote in this had so much that they wanted to get down that they had to get it all in as small of a place as they can. It's not skimmable.
Mm-hmm.
The things you can notice right off the bat is it is one, handwritten. Everything in here is written by hand, longhand, with a like pretty refined but frantic seeming hand pattern. It seems to be maybe a research document or at times perhaps a personal journal.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you what it is absolutely not is a spell book.
Okay, this doesn't help. I don't have time to read this. Okay, new plan. And I take the book and I try to hit the other goblin with the book.
Absolutely. Roll kick some ass.
Oh, not good. 6. I leveled up.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, do I get a +1?
You do get a +1.
7! That's right, you helped. Thanks, Robert.
You strike with the book, but you remember at the last moment to follow through.
Yeah.
Yeah, you conk this goblin over the head, and it like looks dazed for a second and then goes, "Wah!" and it slashes at you with its sword, and you take 1 harm.
I just keep bashing it over the head.
All right, I think that's enough.
Give me your sword.
You know what? One more time, why don't you? And then I want to check in on Sutton because the goblin that you are facing off against is restringing that bow.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. I think it's just going to be that over and over a couple of times. You keep bashing it. It slashes you. I think you will take 1 more harm. But then after another moment, you smash it in the head and it will crumple to the ground.
And I will try to grab this short sword from it if I can.
You sure can. No problem. You have a short sword now.
What's Sutton doing? Care for a knife.
Can I try and roll manipulate on this monster?
You cannot because you don't have that move as previously covered.
I have Dark Negotiator.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so I can manipulate monsters. It's the other one I don't have.
Okay.
The mental dominion I do not have.
Okay. In which case, sure, roll manipulate someone.
7.
What do you want to ask this goblin to do?
Would you trade for your bow?
What do you have?
A brazier?
Dirt on the ground? He might like dirt.
The goblin strings its bow and points it at you, then it goes like, "Merk."
How does his shoes look? Do they look worn?
What shoes?
The goblin? Does the goblin have shoes?
Oh no. Goblin is
Okay.
barefoot in a friggin' loincloth with a bow. It's gonna like gesture at your chest and like slap its own chest and be like,
I'm gonna lift my foot up and like point to it and then point to his feet.
it's gonna look at your feet, look at his feet, look at you and go, point at your chest. Point at his own chest. Because you have this move, he wants your armor.
So are you wanting all of this or just this? I guess that means all of it since your head moved all the way around.
Does that other goblin have anything on him? His dead friend.
I'm like picking through him right now.
So he just has a loincloth. What were you doing down here? What are you doing down here?
Gestures back at the pile of rocks.
Can I look at this pile of rocks? What's with this pile of rocks?
It's a pile of rocks. Looks like it kind of fell down relatively recently. There seems to be some water flowing up into it probably the water will be flowing out of this. Yeah, still flowing out through the cracks in the rocks. Some of them are pretty well polished. You hear behind you the goblin's voice being like, and he's holding a single copper coin. He's pointing at the pile of rocks and then holding up his coin.
Okay. I'm going to, I guess, start taking off my armor.
Okay. The rest of you see Sutton pretty effortlessly disassembling her armor. Unfortunately, underneath you are wearing kind of similar to what the goblins were wearing. You have a little...
Yeah, like a dress thing or a bandeau.
Yeah, it's like a band on the top and then little beige briefs.
Okay.
And the goblin hands you his bow.
And arrows?
Yep. And then starts attempting to crawl inside the armor and assemble it around himself.
I really want to investigate these rocks a little more. What's with these rocks? I grab some, move some around.
I think interestingly...
It's rocked.
Yeah, when you try to lift up a rock, it doesn't come free. It's as though this pile of rock is a single piece with many different rock-shaped appendages. You can't pick up any of the rocks.
Can I punch it with magic? Lord, the disappointment.
You're not punching it necessarily with magic. You're punching it with your monstrous attacks.
Which does not use magic.
It's just kicking ass.
Okay.
You're not the spell slinger anymore, kid.
You gotta take that move to be able to. I forget what it is, but it's you can get a monstrous
Unholy
move.
Strength. Yeah. Can I punch this rock?
Can you punch the rock?
Yes.
Yeah, you punch the rock. I mean, do you want me to make you roll plus tough? Roll plus tough. Roll kick some ass.
No, I mean,
do it. Do it.
You won't.
That's a 6.
You take one harm. Your hand hurts like hell. You maybe broke a finger.
If I take one harm, I suffer one less harm.
Still hurts.
Both physically and emotionally.
And emotionally. Yeah. Wish I had that pep talk from Robert.
Good follow through.
You punch the rock, nothing happens, and you hear behind you the goblin laughing his ass off. Scrambles up to you with just the breastplate of your armor on, walks up next to you and makes as if to imitate the way you stand, and then punches the rock and then laughs his ass off again. That's got you.
I'm really regretting making this deal.
Do you want the knife instead of the bow?
You can still kill him.
I know.
He's putting on one of the...
Is the other one dead?
Yes.
Oh.
The other one is dead. The other one also has 2 gold coins on him.
Yeah, I grabbed them.
Okay.
And I pocket it in my pockets that I don't have. Actually, do I have pockets?
You find that you do.
I have pockets. Is there a reason why you're punching rocks?
I'm sorry, Jonny. I have a question about my playbook, and I'm wondering if I need to change it. You know that idea we had about blood?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of starting to wonder if I should do feed instead of vulnerability. Sorry to derail us here.
You just want to do that instead?
Because my idea was that, that Sutton doesn't need blood to survive, but when she consumes blood, it makes her stronger.
Well, I can tell you if you switch to feed, she would need blood to maybe not survive, but to maintain your superpoweredness.
Okay. But do you think the feed one is closer to the idea I had than vulnerability?
I think it would be cleaner if you switch.
Okay. Boom. Done. Okay. My next question is, can I attack this goblin and drain it of all its blood?
Whoa.
Go kick some ass.
I ask Sutton, why are you punching rocks? And then the next second she exsanguinates this goblin.
Sutton, what did you roll for kick some ass?
I rolled an 8.
You sure did. So yeah, you pick up this goblin by your own breastplate, and the other two of you see her just bite his friggin' neck, and the goblin is flailing and scrambling and freaking out and be like,
I point my short sword towards Sutton. What the fuck was that?
and then the goblin goes slack.
That's not what I meant by following through.
There's like a water channel next to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to take like my chest plate and like shake it out so that the goblin falls out into the water.
Wriggle it, the goblin just pops out the bottom. He was not well fastened in. I assume you start reapplying your armor?
Yeah, there is, the like dark blood all over her chin and mouth.
Yeah.
She looks a little paler, I think.
I'm holding my short sword and pointing it at Sutton.
Sword and I imagine wand pointing at Sutton.
I'm actually not going to be pointing my wand. I'm just going to look at her and
Okay, fair enough.
I'm just gonna like let out like a.
Oh, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
And I want to be clear. I'm not like aggressively like pointing it. It just kind of like trails in your direction.
Yeah. No, I get that. That's fair.
I kind of points it over towards Sutton. What the fuck was that?
Sure, we could scrounge up some snacks around here if you're hungry.
The book hovers closer to your head, Jack, and says, "So your friends do magic, but you do not?"
Unless this is some sort of trick of the game, I think you might be onto something, Gree.
Not a game.
You know what I mean. Sutton?
I finished putting on this armor and am crouched by the water and washing my hands and face of the blood.
Sutton, roll plus sharp.
Fuck. Okay.
Did that goblin have anything on it?
Besides the bow.
Do you want to go check?
Oh, yeah. As he's floating down, I'm going to just like step over and like put my foot by the water and stop the body and take a peek.
Robert, will you roll read a bad situation?
I rolled a 7.
I rolled a 12, but we can do her thing first if you want.
Okay, we'll do her thing first. When you bit this goblin, you expected this, that there's a particular flavor when you feed. You expected that it would not taste like that. It did not taste like that. It tasted tinny. It had a sort of flat piquance that you didn't particularly care for.
So what you're saying is that the goblin tasted different than what I expected it to, or?
It tasted different than a person.
Oh, okay.
You expected that it wouldn't taste like a person, but I think you knew it would taste weird. And it tasted weird. As you like digest it, I think what it feels like is like you can see, you have a sense of the map of the area. Like you know which places you have and haven't visited. You know, like there was a little stash underneath the stairs that he put some of his favorite finds. And yeah, you know, he never goes up the stairs too many stompies, but he knows of at least one who has gone beyond up into where there's too many stompies.
Okay.
Sutton, you haven't answered.
I think, Sutton, as you're sort of getting your armor in place, a book hovers a little bit in front of you.
Oh, in front of me?
Mm-hmm. I believe there was an unspoken question. And it like tilts towards where you've dropped the goblin into the little slow-flowing river. Wouldst thou like to speak an answer?
Well, if you put it like that, no.
The book turns towards Jack and goes, well, I tried.
Is this habit of drinking blood a new thing, or is this something that you had prior to coming in here? Just wanting to know for reasons.
What reasons?
Whether or not I need to wear a turtleneck when I'm around you?
No, you'll be fine. Same with Robert.
Right. Not as...
That answer was a bit casual for my tastes.
Yeah, not as reassuring as I was hoping that would be. Look, I don't really care as long as you don't bite my neck, but we need to get out of here. So I'm guessing we can go to find this Hilton Haft if we can find our way out, and then we can deal with maybe getting out of this place. But I don't want to stick around and find out.
The goblin said that up the stairs is where the stompies are, which I'm assuming is large people like us, considering how short they are.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
The goblin told you? Huh?
Yes.
You understood him?
Here and there.
You do speak goblin. The book is whispering, she speaks their language?
So, I just have a quick question. Why did you decide to trade with the goblin only to then kill him?
Oh, yes, excellent follow-up question.
Thanks, thank you, Gree. I agree. Agree, huh?
It's Gree, you'll find. Just Gree.
You know, I realized after the fact that it was a bad trade. Was not intending on killing him to begin with.
Then you changed your mind?
What about you?
Oh, I was killing him because he was attacking me.
Technically, it was I who killed him.
Yeah, but I used you to do it. See, I applied the techniques. We're working it out. We're figuring out how to work together, you and I.
Rather.
Go teamwork. Teamwork is dream work.
I've never seen someone kill the book before.
Then you've never met me. Rather brutal approach.
Well, you just gotta apply the proper leverage. Okay. All right. Well, got it. There is that door that was the other direction, correct, Jonny?
Yep, up the stairs.
Did I get anything from that goblin?
Yes, you did. You got 3 copper pieces and something that the moment you touch it, you don't know why you know this, but you know that it's called a poor ruby.
Do we want to check out anywhere else before we go upstairs?
I mean, I don't know if there's anywhere else to go, really, because there was this direction with the goblins, there was the collapsed hall, and then the other direction was the stairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Miah, did the blood tell you anything about the secret stash?
Anything you want to share with the class?
I mean, I assume that what was the secret stash under the stairs, or?
Yeah, but you're the only one who knows that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, for some reason I thought that Jonny was talking about under the rocks, and I was like, neat, I can't do fucking shit about that. I mean, I guess, if anything, I'll just, when we're going to the stairs, not go up the stairs, but go around it to find the secret stash.
Oh, I'm watching you.
Okay.
And I'm doing it in a way that it's not, like, super obvious, hopefully. Do I need to roll act under pressure?
You sure do.
I rolled an 11. I'm good at clocking people.
Jack's being cool. Yeah, you all, Sutton, you just walk right ahead and you like go towards these stairs and you go to one side of them and sort of skirt along the walkway such that behind you is this running sewer, not river, but kind of river. And yeah, you get to the spot where you know it is. And who boy, is it not even really all that hidden. It's just there's a rough-hewn hollow in the wall in which there is a small leather pouch, a book similar to the one that Robert picked up, but this one has what seems to be a little flame on it.
Mm.
And then a bottle with red liquid and a bottle with blue liquid.
How much do we need to pay attention to how much gold and coinage we have?
Not much. I'll keep track of it and I'll let you know.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, it ain't D&D.
I will pocket all of these things. If I touch and open the book, do I burst into flames?
I guess my question is, what do you do with the book? Do you pick it up? Do you open it?
I pick up everything that you mentioned. I will put the pouch and bottles away, but then I will open and flip through the pages of the book.
You open the book. There's things written on the pages, but you don't need to read them because you already know them. And you also already know how to do a minor fire spell.
Cool.
Go use it on the rock.
No!
I mean, you can.
Is that even going to do anything?
There's only 2 ways to find out.
If I use this spell this one time, is it gone?
There's only one way to find out.
You do or don't do as you like. I can tell you that that's what you know. You know, a minor fire spell. And the rest of you see she opens this book and sort of seems to be outlined in a faint red glow. And you hear that same...
Mm-hmm.
I would rejoin the group.
Oh, look at you. What'd you find?
A book. And some coins and a bottle of red and blue liquid.
Looks like drain cleaner.
Probably pretty likely.
Considering that we're in a game, uses air quotes, probably could be some sort of healing or regeneration potion, I'm guessing.
You can hear Gree mumbling, "It's not a game."
The book that's floating next to my ear keeps wanting to tell me that this is not a game. So, I guess
Well, it's not.
we should... Yep.
Does he have any proof against it not being a game?
The book soars at your face, Sutton, and bonks you in the nose. You do not take any harm because I understand you have a move, but your nose is sore, like somebody just socked you in the face.
I'm glaring at this book. You know, I did just pick up a minor fire spell.
Good luck. I've tried burning it before and it just came back. I'll grab Gree and clutch him to my side.
All right. Allies at last.
I wouldn't go that far.
Very well.
Up the stairs?
Yep. After you.
Okay. I will take the stairs by 2.
Okay. So you start rushing up the stairs. You get to the top of the stairs. The door is locked. There is a little pile of what looks like picks on the floor.
Are they broken picks?
Nope. They're just regular old lockpicks.
I'll approach them.
I'm a pro with lockpicks.
I also have a move that I can use to break into locations. So I might try to use that.
Okay.
Do it.
Well, I don't know if this really applies because it's breaking into a location and we're like breaking out.
I'll count it.
9. I get to pick a couple of two things.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think that really applies here, but
That's true. It doesn't really. It would have been an act under pressure roll, but with that move, it'd be a sharp roll. But I think with that mixed success, all that'll mean is that the rest of you watch her break 2 of these picks, and then finally take the third and click it into place, and then the door slides open.
Is there any extra picks that I can pocket?
Absolutely. I think there was probably 5 total.
I was gonna say, if you don't take them, I'm gonna take some.
I'm taking lock picks.
I open up the door. What do we see on the other side?
You see a pretty long hallway that slants up, and then at the end of it, you can just see the brightness of sunlight. At this point, I will insist you all start walking towards it. But then you get about halfway down, and you all, again, at the same time, feel something tackle you. And you see something standing over you, but it's hard to see. It's like it's not really there. It just is kind of like this hulking shape, a stout figure that seems to be made up of like static, like white noise that's shot through with like cubes of odd multicolored other colors of visual noise. It doesn't seem to have any dimension to it. It's just this flat, goblin-y shaped thing that's standing over you, but it's kind of not there. It's speaking to you or goblining to you, but instead of the goblin language, it just is also coming out like flat white noise, like just, and it's like as though someone's turned up the volume in your speakers way too high. You hear another voice in the same horrible, overly digitized noise, and you look to see where that is, and it's another figure, also like glitched out and not really there. The one lunges at the other, and when they contact each other, they explode into bright white light. And all of your vision is just bright and blank, and you can't see anything. And then when finally things start to come back to normal, as though your eyes are now adjusting, you find yourselves in a stone corridor. You can see the light casting in from outside. The stone here, instead of being the big hefty ones from the castle, is a much more familiar kind of cobblestone. Both the floors and the walls that go up and arc over you are inset with these small, more fist-sized stones. And you would all recognize this style of architecture because this is the construction of the canals in Broken River. Those little tunnels that they used to use to try to redirect the rivers before the river itself redirected away from where they are now. There are these little tunnels, little canals in your city. And you can see out through the opening that the sun is coming through the riverfront, basically. Above you is where it would be probably where the highway goes. And then it's just the three of you wearing your normal clothes, knocked on your asses. And then I think you will hear a voice say, "So do you want to explain to me what you're doing here now?" And you look up, and it is Detective Barry Abbasi in his street clothes.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to the intermission. Things are just going swimmingly for our characters, aren't they, Maya?
Yeah.
We've got a couple of announcements. They're just like, no, people that were biting, and it's totally fine.
It's fine. It's completely normal.
Yeah. We've got a couple of announcements and reminders to share with you all, and then we'll get right back into the chaos.
So, first things first, let's talk about what's on the schedule for the next few weeks. First up, we will be back with a brand new episode of Channels in about 2 weeks from now on July 1st. Then on July 3rd, our patrons are in for a treat because we will be launching the first episode of a 3-part miniseries of Brindlewood Bay with special guest and friend David from Trials of the Apocalypse. Brindlewood Bay, if you don't know what it is a cozy murder mystery game where you play as old ladies solving mysteries. Jonny and Lauren joined me and David in playing. It is hilarious. You have to listen. It's so good. It's like Brindlewood Bay is my second favorite game. Maybe first. I don't know. It competes with Monster of the Week. It's real good. And then finally, on July 8th, we will have our first batch of Patreon bloopers, which we're calling Nathaniel's Channel. Check it out.
As always, if you would like to support the show, there are a couple of great ways that you can do that. You can leave us a rating and review, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever you might listen to. We really appreciate all of the words that you guys can share about us. And make sure to tell your friends about us, because word of mouth is the best way to help get our show noticed. You can also follow us on social media at Monstrous Playbook. We're on Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and Tumblr. And you can also support us monetarily by subscribing to our Patreon for exclusive episodes, subscriber-only swag, bloopers, and lots more. We also have a merch store and a Ko-fi page. And if you want to just hang out with us, you can join us in our Discord where we talk about the show, we trade theories, we talk about other games, share pictures of our pets, and a lot. And a lot.
And a lot. We share a lot.
And a lot. We share a lot, you guys. We share pictures of our pets and so much more. These links and more can be found in our Direct Me profile in this episode's show notes.
Now, our promo for this week is for Monster Hour, a narrative-driven actual play podcast that combines equal parts comedy and horror with crisp production value and original scoring. They have 2 full seasons under their belt with a Monster of the Week and Absurdia campaign. And recently, they've launched their 3rd season where they are playing City of Mist. Let's take a listen.
Ambition, if it ain't the crux of all the great tales.
A mysterious voice welcomes you to Monster Hour Arborealis, the smoky light through shuttered blinds illuminating an open City of Mist player's handbook.
When investigating the scene of a crime, a good detective must keep their wits about them. A few tips to keep in mind are, number 1, bring a good flashlight.
First question, do I see anyone in obvious danger?
Let me look and see if I have anything that helps me here.
Number 2, have a ginger snack before investigating.
Meet your players Archie.
I am preparing the bean.
Bo.
What? Who's calling me?
And Duff.
Hello.
As they adventure to unravel the mysteries of the mist.
Number 3, no touching.
I would like to stuff into my pockets. No, I have a better idea. I squirt it all into my hair and kind of rub it around.
Isn't it sticky?
Yeah.
Call me old-fashioned, but I don't never believe in coincidence.
Monster Hour Arborealis is the 3rd season of its namesake actual play. Tune in every other Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find out more about Monster Hour at monsterhour.podbean.com, which we have linked in this episode's show notes. And be sure to check them out every other Tuesday wherever your pods are cast. And with that, let's get back to the episode. We're going to get back to the episode.
So we come out of these tunnels and we see a bossy waiting for us?
Yes.
That makes sense, considering he was down here to investigate. Oh! Hey, Barry.
What? Where am I?
I look down at myself. Have we, are we still looking weird and weirdly clothed, or are we back to our regular bodies? What does it appear when I look down?
So what it appears is that, okay, this is great, because you are back to wearing your own clothes, but you do still seem to have the stuff that you picked up.
That we grabbed, okay.
So, Robert, you still have that wand and those coins and that poor ruby. And Sutton, you still have that coin pouch and those potions. And Jack, you have a sword.
Mm-hmm. Does Sutton also have the bow?
Sutton does also have a bow. Yes, I forgot about that part.
Did I take the bow?
If you didn't take the bow, then I would have taken the bow.
Yeah, I would have given the bow to you or Robert.
Perfect.
Trying to decide how well acquainted with the local constabulary the other two of you would be. I think if you've seen this guy before, you would have seen him maybe on television. He's a local police detective. I think the one who's more likely to have had, if not run-ins, then at least knowledge of him would probably be Sutton. But he's very clearly off duty. I think I had mentioned he's in kind of a Canadian tuxedo. He's wearing a denim jacket and a sort of work shirt, close-cropped dark hair, big dark eyebrows, positioned pretty severely on his head. And he's crossed his arms and he's like, so do you want to explain? Is this a crime scene now?
What, just because I'm here? No, we were just,
Stranger things, Harrow.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just out here on a stroll. We're all neighbors.
Yep, just out for a neighborly stroll.
It's a great day for a walk.
A perfectly sunny day to go walking in the tunnels.
Mm-hmm. How is your little investigation going? You find anything useful?
Is there something off limits about the tunnels, sir?
I'm asking the questions.
Oh.
Well, actually, she asked a question.
Sorry, I didn't know that we were under investigation or that you were on duty. Haven't been read my Miranda rights yet and all.
Do I need to read you your rights?
Technically, he can ask us questions. It's if he wants to take us into custody that he reads us our Miranda rights.
Oh, sorry, I've never been arrested before.
You're lucky.
I find that surprising.
I find that surprising, then you find it surprising, sir.
Detective Bossy, is there something we can help you with? I flash him a smile.
I need to know, Jack, where and how are you holding the sword?
Well, since I don't have my old clothes on, it's probably
If you allowed it to just sort of be automatically where it was, I think it would probably be slid into your belt.
Yeah, probably at my side. I'm guessing there was probably some sort of sword sheath that I could have gone into on the goblin too, so I would have had that probably around my waist.
Is it possible also, do you want Lauren help out or protect someone?
Not at the moment. He's not doing anything yet.
Okay.
To do what?
I'm just talking.
It's like I'm ready to suck.
No. I'm thinking more help out,
help you hide it?
Yeah, help Jack hide the sword.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Because I think I could step a little closer to maybe conceal it, but...
I'm not making any attempts to hide it at the moment.
Okay.
Is there something we can help you with, Detective?
Just a few facts I'm trying to square. We have a break-in in the basement of your building. Then we have a slashed victim walking into your bar. And now I see you walking around the scene of said slashing with he looks down at your belt. Miss Harrow, is that a short sword?
Well, would you look at that? I guess it is.
So why don't you tell me what I'm missing?
First of all, I was working when that man stumbled into the bar. I'd be pretty fucking dumb to just have him wandering in there and then point you to the scene of the crime that I would then wander into. That'd be pretty fucking dumb of me, Detective. So I guess you're just gonna have to trust me. Plus, it's not like I'm alone here. I think these two can vouch for me that there wasn't any stabbing of any homeless men being done today.
Nope.
Jack, I need you to roll manipulate someone.
All right. This is so bad. I rolled double ones.
Oh, good.
I leveled up. I leveled
no way to help you.
No.
Do you want? Actually, no, I can't. We're not fighting a monster.
No, you can't. And it's fine.
Is the detective considered a monster?
No, you can't.
I can drain his blood. And do you want me to attack him?
No, you can't, and it's fine. I know, policeman. It's fine.
I am afraid he's going to say, unregistered weapon ownership is a violation of your parole, Miss Harrow. I'm going to have to ask you to come to the station.
Suppose that is understandable. Let's get going, guys. I'll see you all later. It was fun. LARP next week. All right.
I'll bring my nunchucks.
All right.
Does the holding the sword break her parole if it's not her sword?
Roll manipulate someone.
Okay. 12.
He's escorting Jack away, and then he'll stop and then be like, you know, Jack, traditionally you make friends first, then accomplices. But then he'll turn back to Sutton and be like, is it not her sword?
No.
It's not my sword.
That is true.
It's not her sword.
I can vouch.
He will take it out from your belt then.
Oh, someone's getting handsy.
Easy.
Don't you have to ask first?
I'm disarming a suspect, Miss Harrow.
Okay.
And he will hand it to you, Sutton, but then before you can fully take it away from him, he will just look you right in your eyes and go home. And then he'll let go.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to have our walk another day, Robert. Jack?
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Hopefully it doesn't rain.
Is Barry wanting to ask questions still? Or what's his vibe?
And I technically shouldn't have allowed this, but he's no longer going to arrest you.
Yes, I figured that much.
Yeah, I don't think he's satisfied.
Yeah.
But I think he doesn't believe that you are his canal slasher.
Mm-hmm. Did you find anything based on what Sven said?
His details are sketchy. You know Sven. He's half sober on a good day. Been a while since I've had somebody ranting about little green men.
You've had that before?
I'm flattered that you think I'm at how young you seem to think I am, but there was a time.
Specifically that? Little green men?
Is there a shared hallucination going around, or is Mars just back on TV?
That's just an interesting description. Very particular. Well, I hope something turns up.
Yeah, I don't think he has anything more to say.
All right. Hey, next time you stop into my workplace, why don't you call first?
Stay out of trouble, Jack.
Have a good evening.
Or morning. I don't know what time of day it is, I guess.
I did say the sun was shining, so I think it is probably afternoony.
I'm going to regroup with Sutton and Robert.
So where you are kind of now is like down by the river. So yeah, there's like these canals. This particular tunnel feeds out into where there's like a walkway, and then there would be at pretty regular intervals some pretty tall stairways that would lead you back up to sort of street level.
I will hand Jack the sword back.
Thank you.
I can take the sword.
Yeah, maybe you should carry this.
I think the other thing of note is you are, I would say, not all the way on the other side of town, but you're quite a few miles away from the bluffs, from your apartment.
So, what the fuck just happened back there?
Well, it seemed like we got accosted by some cop.
No, I meant the other thing.
Oh.
That is not so shocking to me as, being in some sort of game, elves and magic.
Wait, that's normal to you?
Well, it's not the first time I've gotten in trouble with law enforcement.
Oh, interesting. What was the other times that you've gotten in trouble with law enforcement?
Look, I had a checkered past as a kid, but it's past me, so.
Let's not worry about what happened in the past.
I'm with Robert. Let's not worry about it.
I agree.
But we probably should worry about the weird, portal of video game in our apartment building that leads to goblins.
Oh, do you still have Grizz?
It's Gree.
Oh, sorry.
I had him by my side when I walked through. I guess I'd pull him out. Do I have him still with me?
Yep.
Are you still alive?
The book says nothing.
I guess it's just wherever that weird dream place was.
We could head back to the basement, see if that portal's still there.
Head back home sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, maybe check on some things, make sure nothing's, else is happening. I'm so confused.
Do you think we could talk to that, was it Sven guy? That guy was talking about?
Sven, the vagrant, yeah. He's a customer at the bar sometimes.
Because Little Green Men doesn't seem like a coincidence to me.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, we're closer probably to the bar than to our apartment, I would take it.
I think yes.
Especially if Sven came to the bar.
If that's where he stumbled to. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, we're pretty close to Dog Tag. Maybe we can see if he's around there. He does like to stick around in that spot.
Johnny, oops time. Anything fun around us?
What time? Oops time?
I'm gonna be saying that a lot, so you gotta get rid of it. It's like such an easy skill. Give me something important.
You find a wallet.
Okay. I would like to open the wallet. What's in there?
It's a Velcro canvas trifold.
I love this. I had one of those.
Black with neon green trim.
That seems like the video game world.
It has a like fraying off the edge iron-on patch of it's like a pointy-nosed cartoon white wolf. And it says, on the top it says stay, and on the bottom it says wild. And then inside, I mean, the normal smattering of credit cards, and there's a Broken River Library card and the ID, and the ID is for a woman named Dolores Owens.
Do we know this person at all?
No.
Does the ID have an address?
Yes.
What is it? What's the address?
It's kind of like, I don't know the cross streets. Actually, no, this is fun. She lives at 45 Skid Row Street.
Lives on Skid Row Street.
Skid Row Street you would recognize as one of the streets that got named during the Teen Council.
I was just going to say, they had the funny street names.
Forgot about that.
It was after the band.
Okay.
Well, do we want to go try to still talk to Sven? Or, Robert, do you want to bring up this wallet?
We don't need to do it now, but next time we see Barry, if we see him again, I want to show him this wallet and be like, hey, is this person missing? Found this in the tunnels.
Okay, so what are we doing?
We're headed to the Dog Tags.
So you head back up to Dog Tags. And at this point, I now would like to describe what Dog Tags looks like from the exterior and from the interior. Exterior, I think it's kind of like, the thing about Dog Tags is that it's huge. Like the footprint of the bar, for the size of the town, it's practically like a mini convention center. Like it takes up a lot of space. Like it's a big atrium, and like so when you walk in, the ceilings are very high, and the place goes on in a lot of different directions. There's a lot of seating, a lot of space. It's a big bar, and at the center of it is this island of a bar, behind which is this huge panel above the bar, which is festooned, if you will, with dozens and dozens of dog tags. There's, competing stories in the town of what the deal with them is. Some folks say that it started with a few and people kept adding to them. Some people say that Soldier brought all of them here himself. Some of the rowdier kids say that that's his kill list, but it's just dozens of dog tags hanging above the bar. It's that kind of dive bar that you can only get in a suburb, where everything is clean. The floors are scuffed up but durable hardwood. All the bar stools around the bar, some of the chrome's probably chipping. A lot of the cushions have that kind of crack, and maybe some of them are duct taped shut, but it's not like a sawdust on the floor kind of dive bar. It's just a big place with simple drinks. At this time of day, like most times of day, it's probably about 30% at capacity. Not a ton of people, but there's folk milling, and they'll stay open today.
Is Sven here?
Why don't you roll read a bad situation?
8.
Okay. I think what that'll mean is it'll take you a minute or two, but you'll find him. He's posted up in a booth, trying to think what they would have done with him. He's got a cup of coffee in front of him, and he's like, you can see a taped on gauze patch peeking up from under his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And he's wearing He's wearing a Dog Tags t-shirt.
Okay, nice. Go sit over to him by him. Hey Sven, how you doing?
He'll barely look up when you sit down. He's just staring at his cup of coffee.
While this is happening, I would like to order a pizza from the bar.
Excellent.
I'm hungry.
There's a gruff old bartender behind the bar, crew cut. He just hears you order, points at the hand markered poster behind him that has the different flavors of pizza and the different associated prices, as though asking you a question. Pepperoni, sausage, pepperoni and sausage, cheese.
I'll have a pepperoni.
And then he'll just silently hold out his hand for money. Oh, God.
I have two options here.
I did not do this on purpose, and I love it.
Robert would do that. So I'm gonna kind of hand him some of the coins I have.
From video game world.
Do the coins like now look like pixelated, or would they be like look as like ancient kind of coins that people are like, wow, this might be worth a lot?
They look like replicas, and here's what I mean by that. Because they do look like ancient coins, but they don't look weathered. They look like shiny and new, but in the style of real old coins.
Wow.
They look hefty and valuable, and you got a ruby.
I'll give him some coins.
I want you to roll manipulate someone on top of this.
6.
I think he's gonna you put the coins in his hand, and he'll look at them confused as though the coins just told him a joke he doesn't understand. And then he'll look back at you, and then with the other hand than pointed before, he'll more aggressively point at the price poster. $5.75 for a pepperoni is what he's pointing at.
Robert's real hungry and he's gonna be disappointed in himself. He's like standing behind the bar. He looks down, opens up the wallet a little bit that he found.
Oh wow, you did have options.
Is there money in that wallet?
Yeah, there's a rumpled $5 and $1 bill.
How much is pizza?
$5.75.
Moral high ground or hunger? Robert decides to close the wallet and leave the money there and goes over to Sutton and asks for a gold coin. That might look better. Or ask Sutton to buy him a pizza.
Well, just because you got the gold coins.
Sutton, do you happen to have any money for a pizza?
Yeah.
I can pay you back.
It's okay. What pizza did you want?
Pepperoni.
You got it. I'll go over to the bar and order 2 pepperoni pizzas and a grapefruit and seltzer water for myself.
Do you want to pay for it like a human being, or do you want to try to use...
Yeah.
Well, Robert left his wallet at home.
Yeah, I'll put a 20 on the bar.
Okay, we'll take that. Give you your change back.
I'll wave it off and tell him to keep the change.
He'll slide the coppers back across the bar to you then.
Robert grabs.
All right. Take the American currency and head into the back to get 2 pizzas cooking.
Robert, not that it matters or, anything. It's none of my business, truly. Do you have... I assume you're like our apartment building manager.
Mm-hmm.
They pay you for that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you just not have your wallet on you?
I haven't carried my wallet with me for a while. Usually only when I go to the grocery store.
Oh, okay. Do you drive?
Yeah.
Okay. Well...
To the grocery store.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you're okay.
Is there a name for the grocery store, Johnny? In town?
I want to believe that this is still one of those, a super value store. I'm going to call it Rick's.
I usually, the Bluffs and Rick's is usually where I spend my time.
Okay. I'm sorry. I totally forgot if you wanted anything to drink.
Water will do.
Okay.
Do none of you drink? Because that would be cute.
Robert drinks, but very, very rarely.
Sutton does not drink for reasons.
Okay. So Harrow has sat down across from Sven.
Should we sit with them or just maybe sit afar? I'm asking Robert.
Let's sit afar.
We can have a seat at the bar.
Do we know who Sven is? Would we have known him?
Maybe not by name, but
He's that guy that hangs around this bar a lot.
Okay.
He's like, yeah.
That makes more sense that we would just sit at the bar.
Yeah, this is the size of town where you're just like, oh, that's that guy who I see.
I will, when our pizzas are done, I want to send the extra pizza to the
I
table.
assume.
Okay.
His second pizza of the day.
Oh, whoops.
It's okay. He basically subsists on pizza. I think Jack makes it a habit after every one of her shifts to give him a piece of pizza.
Yeah.
So.
You can always depend on the pizza of strangers.
I think I'll kind of sit across from him. And you said he didn't really react when I asked how he was doing.
Yeah, not really.
I was thinking about what you were saying earlier about what you saw down by those tunnels. Took a trip down there myself earlier today.
He flinches.
Saw something that I would maybe describe as a goblin.
He squints at you.
I think I still have the short sword. I think I show him the short sword that I have. And I'm just gonna be like,
slides it across the bar.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like hold it kind of on the table, and I'm gonna say, I don't really know exactly what I saw, but it didn't really make any much sense. But I saw things that seemed like it belonged in like a game or something, some fantasy world. Goblins being just one of them. Did you see anything else, Sven? Anyone else down there? Did you anything?
Little green man, big grabby claws. Your cop friend don't believe me, but I'll like run a finger along the sword. You say you found this down by the tunnels?
Nearabouts.
Roll manipulate someone.
12.
Perfect. I go down there sometimes, just to sleep. Don't bother nobody. Sort of came out of the shadows, like 1 minute there's nothing. Next minute, there's a little guy. Craziest thing. Naked as a jaybird, except for that blue scarf.
That's right, you mentioned he was wearing a scarf.
Strong as a demon. Oh, I fight backs, I do. Got my combat training still. Not as strong as I was. But I'm no pushover. But I throws my punches. Don't do nothing. Bounce off, they do. Like you don't even feel them. Just a scratching and a scratching. Lucky I'm a little faster than I am strong, I suppose.
That is a good thing.
Off I run. He don't chase. Tiny little green legs.
Do you see where he went off to? Just back into the tunnels, or did he head off somewhere else?
Wasn't looking to meet up for a rematch.
Fair.
He pulls the dog tag's t-shirt down to show you the bandage over his scratches. If I'd have given him so much as a bruise, I'd chase him down.
But you're not gonna go back there, right? You're gonna find somewhere else to sleep tonight, hopefully.
Oh, you worrying about old Sven?
You're one of my favorite customers.
That's nice. Oh, don't you worry. I got spots to lay my head.
All right.
Unless you're offering.
Hey, now.
Oh, not like that. Old Sven just needs a blanket. Old Sven keeps to his own.
Well, I might have a blanket or two and set you up.
Sorry. In my head immediately goes, where?
I kind of look over towards you guys, I think, and I'm like, is there anything else?
Robert's sitting there eating a pizza.
Yeah, Darla walks up and is like, well, there's this, and plops down a plate of pizza in front of the two of you.
Folds it hot dog style. Starts munching.
You two have your pizza, and what I'm trying to say is Harrow and Sven are also delivered a pizza.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Of note, this would probably be the kind of bar where they cut it into squares.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you could just pick up a greasy melted cheese cracker.
I think I'm just gonna ask Sven, did you see anybody else down there besides the goblins?
I want you to roll plus sharp.
Oof, that was bad. 6.
He's gonna say no. Nobody else so much as saw him fight the thing. But he will sort of look over his shoulder to be like, is anybody listening? And be like, damnedest thing though. Punches him I do. Don't leave no bruise, but it's like, you ever kick a TV?
A couple of times.
It's like I'm kicking a TV when I punch this guy.
Huh.
Goes all fuzzy like.
All right. Well, thanks, Sven. I know it's probably not easy to talk about, but I think there's something weird going on in this town, and hopefully we can figure out what it is.
Takes a sip from his coffee. Tentatively takes a bite of the pizza.
You can have the futon.
Aw.
It's all yours.
There's some kind of commotion. Not commotion, just some of the people who are nearest the door and the windows that sort of look out the front of the bar are being audibly curious, like chuckling and pointing, like, you seeing this?
What? 1 second. And I'm gonna go check it out and maybe catch these two's eyes and see if they want to come with.
I'm gonna grab a slice and walk over to the door.
I think I might stay where I am, like as unseen backup.
Okay.
If needed.
Jack and Robert, you walk up to the front, and running around in the parking lot is a little figure energetically wielding a little sword. It's Nathaniel. And he's just running around like, oh my God. Sure. So cool. And then I was like, where's your papa? And then he like reaches into his pockets and he throws a bunch of coins and jewels in there. And then he's just like running around like he can't get his energy out.
Nathaniel. Robert's going to walk outside. Nathaniel.
Mr. Slaughter, oh my gosh, he runs up to you.
Oh, there's Sonny.
So I don't think our investigation, I don't think it was really over. I think because like something definitely got in or maybe out, and I'm like on your team. And then I figured you probably wouldn't want me to do this, but you also probably wouldn't want me to just let it lie, right? So I go and look at, and then there's like this thing, and then it asks me all these questions about like, what do I think the law is? And what do I think I'm like? And so I answered them all. And then I was like in prison, and then somebody gave me a weapon, and then there was all these guys, and I was like, I'm gonna fight you. And I did. And I think they had little hands that like probably could have scratched and probably could break a window, but I killed them all. And then I got all these stuff, and then they gave me this weapon, and then somebody had a thing, and then then a weird thing happened, and now I'm outside, and I don't know what's going on, but this might be the best day of my life.
I'm gonna look at Nathaniel, a little chuckle, and put my hand up for a high five.
He is going to reflexively forget that he is holding a sword in his hand and try to high five you with that.
Oh! Jack says, careful with where you're pointing at.
Sonny. Other hand.
Oh, right, totally. My cousin says that high-fiving with your left hand is unlucky, but this probably would have been more unlucky, huh?
Mind if I see that sword?
Yeah. It's like waving it around in front of him and making lightsaber noises.
Can I take a closer look? I'll give you my nunchucks.
His eyes will go wide and he will make that trade.
So you followed us through?
He's whipping the nunchucks around. He's like, he's just doing one swipe at a time.
Even though I'm pretty sure Robert told you not to? Okay, Nath,
You have exactly as much of his attention as is required to physically answer your questions.
Yep. I don't even know where to begin, child.
Did you see anybody else in that jail? Who?
The thief lady.
Foxglove?
Yep.
What did she tell you? Meet her at a tavern or something? The Hilton Haft?
Yep. That's the intro quest.
Intro quest? How many quests did you do?
Oh, I haven't done any of them. You can't play that game anymore.
What game?
Kings of Boulderot.
What do you know about this game?
All kinds of stuff.
You've played it before?
No, but my cousin did.
What's your cousin, tell us about it.
Oh, I don't talk to him anymore. Mostly I just watch Let's Plays on YouTube.
A Let's Play, right. Can you show us one of the Let's Plays?
Yeah, in a sec.
How about now?
Hey, Mr. Robert, how am I doing? Am I watch this.
Oh, well, I could show you something cool.
Puts his hands up for the nunchucks.
Puts his hand up for the sword.
Remember, I was a state champion. I could show you a trick.
That's got to get its gear.
Yeah, he'll give it to you.
I grab him just like super fast, super cool. Side to side, shoulder.
I'm going to make you roll act under pressure.
And Jack is just standing there like...
Boys.
She is the eye roll emoji.
We got a 7.
So that means worst outcome or difficult decision. I think the choice I'm going to give you is, this is so stupid and I love it so much. You could tell that you've miscalculated, but you are good enough at this to know that you've messed up. So you can either dodge it and kind of stumble and look stupid, or you will get absolutely got on your own arm and take one harm. but then you will keep doing your routine and look cool.
You know what? I'll take the one harm.
All right. I'm glad you did that. So yeah, you were just like doing that and doing what should be like a catch or like a redirect, and instead it like fully just slams into and bounces off your forearm, but you just keep going as though that's totally what you meant to do. And then Nathaniel is just watching it being like, I gotta learn how to do nunchucks.
I could teach you.
He just nods.
Maybe in exchange if you show us Let's Play, right, Robert?
That would be helpful.
Oh, yeah, okay. And then he'll take out his phone and then just like pretty instinctively just push past you and walk inside the bar. And I think he's going to say over his shoulder, okay, I'm just going to need the Wi-Fi password, and then walk in. And I think it's funny to have it go like this, that he will just, without looking up, slide into the booth across from Sven, and also without looking up, take a piece of pizza and be fussing with his phone. And then he'll like furrow his brow a little bit. Oh, weird. She's got a new one up.
Okay.
He'll show you his phone, and the thumbnail is of the exact shape and the exact like glitchy static of the figure that attacked you at the end, with a bunch of question marks and the word broken across it like a YouTube thumbnail style.
Yep.
The title is There Is Something Wrong with Foxglove, and it was posted 2 days ago. Executive producer Jonny Grubb. This has been Channels, featuring
Miah as Sutton Malone.
Drew as Robert V. Slaughter.
Lauren as Jack Harrow.
and Jonny as literally everybody else. Channels is a production of the Monsters Playbook. Miah is our producer and engineer, Lauren and Miah are our editors, and our theme song is by me, Jonny. If you like this episode, please tell a friend. We love friends. You can find the Monsters Playbook on the social media network that resonates with you. We post on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and Blue Sky, and we hang out on Discord. If you just can't get enough of the Monsters Playbook, you can join us on Patreon, where you'll find blooper reels, exclusive merch and miniseries, and NPC side stories. We'll see you next episode where, as always, I'll have some good news and some bad news. Thanks for listening. As you digest it, consume.
Oh no, that's why Miah decided to play a vampire.
If this is Vor, I swear to God.
He's fallen into my trap.